What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Happy High Stim Saturday to all of my High Stim pre-workout enthusiasts. Hope you guys had a great week, and I sure hope you guys are crushing High Stim Saturday. Today I'm going to be reviewing a pre-workout that's actually been on my radar for quite a while. Originally, it came out last year, I think in early 2024. It is a product that was started by 3 college students inside their dorm. How about that? And they look like they're pretty young, in their early 20s. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me anyway. And these guys actually started the entire company by making the product in their dormitory, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty mind-blowing, and it is an example of the American dream. If you guys put your minds to it, you can achieve anything. What I'm holding in my hands is the Possessed Monkey pre-workout from SoSick Supps. Yeah, that's a pretty cool name for a company, pretty cool name for a pre-workout if I do say so myself, Possessed Monkey. Now, they had the original version, which I never got to try, and that one did exist in 2024. This here is a newer version. I don't think it was a full-on reformulation. I think they just kind of tweaked a couple of things, worked out the nitty-gritty, and really got the formula to the way that they liked it. And they did offer to send this one my way for review. I ran it twice, and I'm going to give you guys all the facts, going to talk about the flavor, going to talk about the label, the effects in the gym, where it matters most. So without further ado, guys, let's roll that freaking intro and let's get talking about Possessed Monkey. All right, guys, Possessed Monkey. Yeah, I'm holding this tub here in my hands right now, guys. And as you can see, it's got a really nice aesthetic, very simple and to the point, but it also kind of pops. It's not too over the top. It doesn't have too much skeletons and robots and dragons and God knows ninjas. There's so much crazy stuff on these tubs in this day and age, guys. But this one's simple. It's to the point. You got a jacked monkey here. His eyes look all hopped up, a little bit of lightning around the tub. It pops. It's cool, and I really like it. Now, the label itself isn't a particularly long label, and I actually prefer it that way when it comes to most of my pre-workouts. You focus on the core essentials, the stuff that actually does work, and you emphasize all those ingredients in your pre-workout. Now, we're going to talk about the flavor real quick. As far as I know, they have 2 flavors on their website. They got the pink lemonade, and they have the blue raz, which is their newest flavor. They do have another flavor dropping really soon. I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal what flavor that is. I'm going to leave it up to them, but they do have a 3rd flavor on the way. This one here is the current flavor that did just drop about a month ago or something like that, and it is the blue raz flavor. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that High Stim Ace is usually a very big fan of blue raz. It's actually one of my favorite flavors, and one of the reasons I like it is because it's a safe flavor, just like fruit punch. Those are 2 flavors that are really, in my experience anyway, difficult to screw up. Now, with that being said, guys, I got to keep it real with you guys, because you guys know that I'm always honest and upfront no matter what. Whether a company sends me something for free, whether I pay out of pocket, I'm always going to keep it real because you guys deserve the truth. So when it comes to this flavor here, it was rough. It was really rough, to the point that I actually had a hard time shooting the whole thing down. I think I added about 16 ounces of water the first time to it with the 2 scoops, because we always go full dose. But it had such a synthetic taste to it, and it was very difficult. Now, you guys know that I don't really care much about flavor. It's not something I make a big deal out of 99% of the time, even if it's nasty. And I've had some of the nasty ones. I've had Flame V2. I had Time Cobb V2. Pretty much every Coca Labs product, the original crack with DMAA, Dark Energy. Like, I've had some nasty pre-workouts, okay? And, I'll usually just chug it, chew a piece of gum, and move on with my life. Not a big deal. But this one here was rough. It was really rough, and I'm not sure if it was just me getting that nastiness, because I spoke to them about it. They said that no one else complained about the flavor. Could be. But for me, it was really a rough flavor. So if you do get this flavor, I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. Maybe I'm just overreacting. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, but have a piece of gum handy just in case. So enough about the flavor, guys. We are here to discuss the label and the effects of this pre-workout in the gym. There's a lot of hype. There's a big buzz around this one right now. So we're going to dissect it. We're going to discuss it. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. So once again, this is the 1 scoop, 2 scoop kind of pre-workout, giving you the 40 or 20 serving options. And we always go full dose. That's how we do it here on the channel. The full 2 scoop dose comes in at 25.34 grams. So you're supposed to get about 12.35 grams per scoop. And it is pretty accurate. You're getting about 13 grams per scoop. So slightly more than what it says on here, but only by a little bit. So not a big deal whatsoever. We begin with sodium as Himalayan pink salt at 300 milligrams, so that's going to help with the pumps and help prevent cramping. And then we start off with L-citrulline coming in at 8 grams, so a very respectable dose. I like 8 grams of citrulline, going to help with the pumps, with the blood flow, with the vascularity, and going to keep everything moving along. So very, very solid dose there. And then we got betaine anhydrous coming in at 5,000 milligrams. That is for the strength output. So the clinical dose is 2,500. So if theoretically you want to take this, add 1 scoop, which is half the serving size, you're still going to get the efficacious dose. So that's pretty cool. I dig it. And I'm never going to say no to more strength output ingredients, guys. I'm trying to push heavy in the gym after all. Beta-alanine, 5,000 milligrams for the tingles, and that is quite a large dose. That is 1,800 milligrams more than the quote-unquote clinical dose. So we're going to talk about the tingles, guys. Believe me, there's a lot to say about the tingles in this tub here. We have L-tyrosine coming in at 1,500 milligrams to help with that nootropic focus. Agmatine sulfate for additional pumps, 1,000 milligrams, going to pair really well with that L-citrulline. It's a deadly 1-2 combo, and it's really going to help you get nice and swollen at the gym. Caffeine anhydrous, 350 milligrams, which some people may consider high stim. I guess if you're getting your pre-workouts at GNC or Vitamin Shop, then to you that would be a high stim pre-workout. And I actually think on the front, yeah, if you look at the front, it says Possessed Monkey High Stim Pre-Workout. So I guess it all depends on who you ask. For some people, 350 is considered high stim. For me, it's really not, but to each their own. We got lion's mane mushroom coming in at 300 milligrams to help with that nootropic focus. So that's a solid dose. I usually prefer seeing anywhere from 500 to 600, no more than 600 because I tend to get stomach cramps when those dosages get to the 700-800 milligram territory, but 300 milligrams is a pretty good dose. Then we have L-theanine, 200 milligrams, which is going to help offset the stimulation and whatnot, but there aren't really stimulants in here other than the caffeine at 350. There aren't really any other stimulants. So I think the inclusion of the L-theanine in here is unnecessary. If it were me, I would leave it probably at like 80 to 100 milligrams out or just remove it altogether. I don't think it's necessary for a pre-workout that has only like 8 or 9 ingredients, but you know, it's in there. So we're going to talk about that. And lastly, we got piperine at 10 milligrams to help with the absorption, and that's going to round off this label. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running Possessed Monkey 2 times over the past week, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a pre-workout enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, Possessed Monkey. So what does High Stim Ace think of this pre-workout here? I gotta say that if you're in the market for a new daily driver that feels like a good high energy kind of product with a solid nootropic focus that you can take 4 days, 5 days a week, then this here might be a great option for you. This is definitely not a high stim pre-workout unless, again, you're used to getting C4 or Bucked Up from GNC or Vitamin Shop. Then 350 milligrams of caffeine could be a little bit much for you. But for me, 350 isn't all that much. And considering the fact that there is no yohimbine or alpha-yo or arrhiogenesis or anything like that in here, I wouldn't even categorize this as a high stim pre-workout. But with that being said, this is a very, very solid daily driver, something I can run a couple of days a week. You're going to get good beta-alanine tingles on this one. I actually really like the betas on here. 5,000 milligrams, the full dose comes in very, very nicely. You're going to feel the prickling going up and down your entire body. You're going to feel it in the ears a little bit. You're going to feel it going down your legs, down your entire body. It's going to let you know that it's go time in the gym. It's going to activate that inner super saiyan within you to get you pushing in the gym and get you pumped and swole while you're doing it. The beta tingles actually persist for most of the workout, which is interesting to me. It's very reminiscent of the Insane Labs products as well as Edge of Insanity, where it does have the beta-alanine in those products, and you actually feel it throughout most of the workout. A lot of other products, you feel it for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then they kind of dissipate. Here, you're going to feel it for most of the workout, and I like that. The caffeine is well sourced as well, so 350 actually gives you a good sense of alertness, a nice sense of awakening, and it all kind of comes together at the 15-minute mark. It takes it about 15 minutes to really start peaking, and then it just kind of builds and builds gradually, but it never gets too crazy. There's definitely no elevated heart rate, there's no drama, there's no excessive sweating, there's no anxiety, no jitters, nothing like that, guys. This is a daily driver. This is not a high stim pre-workout, but it is a really solid daily driver, and I really like it. If the flavor was better, then I would keep this one in my personal stash and run it once or twice a month, or maybe even more. And I do have to try their new flavor. They do have a new flavor on the way. Like I said, I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal what the flavor is or not, but I am going to hit them up and see if I could get that new flavor and do an updated review for you guys. Because this flavor wasn't it for me. You know, I drank the drink and literally like 30, 40 minutes later, I could still feel that chemicals lingering in the back of my throat, and that's not a good thing. So even though I was chewing gum, I still feel it. So I'm telling you guys, this flavor really brings it down a lot. But other than that, this is a solid daily driver. It's not too expensive. And if I recall correctly, you could check on their Instagram page. I'm going to plug it down below. You guys can give them a follow on Instagram. They're actually running a promotion right now. I think it's like 40% off. So you guys can pick up a tub for about $26, which is a great value for money. 20 servings for 26 bucks. It has everything in here you need to get in a good workout. There's a good, clean focus, a little bit of that nootropic sense of well-being. It feels like a healthy product. It doesn't feel crazy. If you're a stim junkie, then to you, this is just going to be a daily driver, but it's a good one. So for the money, it's definitely worth it. And I might even have a discount code by the time this video releases. I'm not sure. I'm going to link all that information down below. I'm going to pin the comments so you guys can check it out. I'm going to link their Instagram as well. Give them a follow. They're good guys and they're doing good work. So that's it, guys. That is my review for Possessed Monkey. Once again, if you feel like checking it out, head over to their Instagram page. I'm going to link the website and everything you need to know in the comment down below. If you found this video beneficial, don't forget to like the video, comment down below. Tell me if you've ever heard of Possessed Monkey, if you've tried it, and specifically, if any of you guys tried this particular flavor, their version of Blue Raz, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it, because I don't know if it was just me, because again, 99% of the time, I vibe with Blue Raz. And this time I did it. So let me know in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at High Stim Ace. And most importantly, subscribe right here on the YouTube channel. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody, and have a happy High Stim Saturday. High Stim Ace, signing off.